Hello, hello, hello. As y'all can see, y'all can hear the wind in the background. I apologize for that. But this your motherfucking boy, King Known NBA Music Talk, ready to do a video breakdown. The video breakdown that I'm about to do is of Gilbert Arenas and Rashad McCants having a conversation about LeBron and Jordan and Kobe and all this. I'm just like, look, man, here's the problem. The issue is the facts that are hidden. A lot of people want to push their own narrative to support the players that they want to support, but want to hide certain facts. Like me, I'm that type nigga, right? That everybody's legacy should be celebrated. We don't want to celebrate one's legacy and diminish 10, 15 other legacies. Because that's my issue with LeBron James fans. LeBron James fans only want to celebrate his legacy and his accomplishments. Whereas a Jordan fan, a Kobe fan, or a Bill Russell fan even. My bad, y'all, about that. But that's a lie. Talk about water in my charger. That's funny. But anyway, LeBron James fans only want to celebrate his and diminish others. Meanwhile, we celebrate everybody's, including LeBron's, but we also tell the truth. We don't lie. But I'm not the biggest fan of Gilbert Arenas, or as I call him, Gilbert Uranus, especially when he be saying stupid shit. Let's see what Rashad and Gilbert got to say, bro. Hold up. It's in my saved videos.
If this was LeBron's last game with the purple and gold, what's LeBron's legacy with the Lakers?
LeBron's legacy?
That's Laker.
His legacy from the age 34 to 39 now? 33 to 39?
6 seasons.
Got a championship 6 seasons?
Shit, what more can you ask for?
Yeah.
Did not make the playoffs in the previous 5 seasons, didn't make it in LeBron's first season. Championship, Western Finals appearance.
I know haters gonna hate.
Yes, they will, King. I know.
They judge
Nuggets fans, former Nuggets players.
They're gonna judge a 39-year-old man, and none of their favorites even got to that age to even play like this. You know what I mean? That's just anybody. Anybody they compare him to at 36, 7, 8, 9, no great has even been here to even compare LeBron to you.
I'm going to stop you right there, Gilbert Uranus. See, this is what I mean by trying to hide facts. Now, we can go to... Let's talk about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Let's talk about him for a second. Because I do recall Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the age of 38 winning the NBA title. And I believe he won Finals MVP that year. But for context, let's do our research. There is something that we call research up on this channel. You know what I mean? We don't like lies. We don't like people when they push their own pee. You know what I mean? They push their own narrative instead of telling the facts. But let's go to Cap. Let's go to Cap's playoffs. You know what I mean? Let's talk. Let's talk money. Ooh, look at what we have here. 37-year-old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the playoffs. Averaging 22 and 8. That's pretty solid. And then look at this. Oh, damn. 1986. 25 points per game. And then if we look at that. Is that a ring right there? Look at 1986, 1987. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 1987. This Lakers team was crazy, too. That Lakers team at 87 was one of the greatest. He averaged 19 a game. Now, that shit don't look glamorous, but you got to understand also, Magic was in his prime, so he was putting up 25. James Worthy was putting up probably 20 a game. Then not to mention, their bench. So let's take a look at the 1986-1987 finals. What do you average in the finals? Because, they beat the defending champs too. You know what I'm saying? They beat the defending champs. Let's look at the 86-87 finals. Kareem was averaging 22 points per game. 22 points per game. And 7 rebounds. Damn, this nigga Magic almost averaged a triple-double. And as I told you, James Worthy was busting 20. Magic was busting 20. This was the finals. Niggas want to hide the good shit. Look at the age. 39 years old in the NBA finals. 39. But y'all want to act like LeBron the only nigga ever at the age of 39 to play like this. This ain't hate. This is facts. I'm not tearing down LeBron in the process. I'm just saying, like, y'all got to stop hiding shit. Like, this is the finals. Bro, busting 22 a game at the age of 39. That ain't great? Oh, I know what they gonna say. Oh, LeBron's numbers were better. LeBron, at the age of 39, got gentlemen swept out the fucking playoffs. Okay, so Magic was the finals MVP at 87. Let's look at 88 finals. Because they beat my team, the Pistons, right? Okay, so finals MVP was James Worthy. Okay. See, Lakers had a squad, man. Jesus. All right, look at Kareem. Still, look at the age. 40. 40 and 1. 40. That nigga was 40. I mean, yeah, the numbers aren't as glamorous, but he was still there and still won a championship at 40. And then talk about sacrificing your role, too. This is also something that LeBron doesn't do well with sacrificing. That man said, fuck it. We got some young, talented brothers over here. We got James Worthy. He can hold it down scoring-wise. Magic can distribute. I can just be there for height. But still, 40 years old and won a championship. That's fucking crazy. And people love to hide that. People love to hide that shit. That nigga played 80 games too? Wow. And was an all-star too? Yeah, Kareem, man. Kareem was just next level shit. Let's look at another 39-year-old that I want to see real quick, just to make sure. Or a 38-year-old. Yeah, this is another guy, Karl Malone. You know, he's a piece of shit in real life, but as a basketball player, still solid. Look at this. Oh, 38-year-old Karl Malone. 38-year-old Karl Malone. 22 points per game, just under 9 rebounds a game. This ain't reaching, though. This ain't no reach. I'm just trying to tell you there were other great players that played ball at the age of 38 that was in shape just like Bron is. Y'all trying to hide the good shit. Then look at the age of 39. 21 points per game. Just under 8 rebounds a game. 20.6. Y'all say 20. Y'all want to give niggas the low end when we talking about your mans. That nigga was playing 36 minutes at 39. Let's check the playoffs. Let's see if he made playoffs. That nigga was always in the playoffs. Jesus Christ. Let's look at him at the age of 38. 20-8. Then he averaged just under 20. Okay. It's not bad. Now, don't get me wrong. Bron is, by the numbers, by the stats, the best 38, 39-year-old. Stat-wise. But as far as accomplishments are concerned, just straight accomplishments, Kareem got him in that. How many games? Okay, so Karl Malone, just like LeBron, was a first round out. He was a first round out in Utah. He was out the playoffs. He got gentlemen swept. LeBron was a little bit further than him at 38, and then they had the same fate at the age of 39. It's identical at this point. Both of these guys were good to be 39-year-olds. But this is what I'm saying, though, bruh. Like, LeBron was not the only one that played well and accomplished things at that late of an age. That's all I'm trying to destroy here. But let's get back to the video. I know y'all was long-winded about that that real shit I was kicking. Let's continue. Because it says Rashad McCants.
If this was LeBron's last game with the purple and gold, what's LeBron's legacy with the Lakers?
LeBron's legacy?
As a Laker.
3, go by this. If you gonna tell him to stop him at when he was in what? His last year in Cleveland?
Cleveland.
Okay, Judge, stop him right there, and then go from there in everybody's career.
How you get here?
Got here where? How you get to his greatness? Where? I
To
don't
the
know.
39. How you get to 39?
Playing hard. Playing 21
Oh, I thought it
years.
was because you spend $1 million a year on your body.
That's part of it.
Yeah. So why we ain't got the blueprint yet? Why ain't it came out with the whole, hey, look, young fella, this is how you do it?
KD is doing it.
I'm asking. Why it ain't on the internet? Everything else on the internet. Give me the blueprint of 1, 2, 3. Go by this hyperbaric chamber. Go get this massage therapist. Go get these things to help your legs and your knees. Hey, young fella, you want to last in this motherfucking league 24, 26, 20, 35 years? Do it like this. Why can't we figure out what you doing?
KD?
Because listen, you know why?
KD, Curry.
You talking about 2?
They're playing exactly the same way at the same age.
300 niggas in the league.
Well, we can't help it.
So why you can't tell us about them scientists?
Brady?
Scientists in the back.
Brady?
There's some scientists in the back, and you.
Can you just move the
Don't y'all
buttons a
hate
little?
ads.
Just flip it
Ads
up.
fuck everything up, bro. Ads fuck everything
They're
up.
switching that shit. You just gotta learn.
I get what Rashad McCants is saying. It's like, how come you ain't giving niggas the game? Because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to give away his secrets to success. You want to know why? Because he wants to be the only one. LeBron James does not mentor motherfuckers. He doesn't. Kobe mentored mad niggas, for the record. He mentored the Jamal Murrays, the Kawhi Leonards, the Kyrie Irvings, the Jason Tatums. He mentored mad players in this era. But LeBron don't want to give away his secret sauce. But also another reason why, because he's been suspected of steroids. If he actually gave up the blueprint, one of the blueprints would be steroids. And, I mean, if he gets caught with steroids, so what? It is what it is. It wouldn't be surprising. And of course, since LeBron is like the god of all gods, he's not going to get suspended for a bad P test that contains steroid usage. You know what I'm saying? It isn't hate, it's allegations out there. It's dudes from Balco that have his name and Rich Paul's name attached to it. So it's got to be some truth to it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. But LeBron ain't giving up his plan, Rashad. You can forget it. But let's continue. This phone don't never pick up where it leaves off and shit.
If this was LeBron,
And you going into switching that shit. You just gotta learn.
How about you got surgery? How about Brady at his age? I mean, just some people just take the shit very
And
seriously.
ain't no genetic anomaly. This ain't no genetic. Either you an alien, a cyborg, or you're doing something nobody else knows what the fuck you doing, nigga.
Working hard, Rashad.
Some
Working
people
hard.
can take the game serious. I'm pretty sure you never been to the game at 1 o'clock working on your body.
Man, listen.
Okay.
Listen.
It's easy to try to take away somebody's legacy because they're lasting longer than everybody else. We seen Michael Jordan average 20 at 39 and 40. No one questioned it. He was playing well, right? If he took care of his body and stopped smoking and drinking, what the fuck would he would have been doing at that age?
He was
Right?
drinking one
He
night.
smoked a cigar and drunk every night and still came out and averaged 20 in the hardest era of defense.
With the jaundice eye.
Right? And people don't understand that.
He was getting his knee. Jumped,
And
right?
yeah, taking it, yeah.
Right? That means because I'm at 40, it's still more stupid.
But what I'm saying is, he's injecting his knee, getting his fucking drain, black tar coming out his knee, averaging 20 in a zone defense, smoking and drinking. So how did that happen?
I'm just saying.
Greatness is greatness.
If you wanna give
he
me
was that
credit.
great that he can just say, fuck you, y'all still trash. Go out there and average 20.
You want to give it credit, you can. But I'm just saying, when's the last time when Cleveland won the championship in what year?
2016.
20. That's the last time LeBron won a real championship.
2020. It was
It don't matter
I
about
said a real
It
championship.
don't matter about a real
So
championship.
when I'm talking about all this shit that you're talking about leading up to it, like where is it? Like show me.
Show you what?
Show me the last 6 years.
We have. He's 28,
The last 4 years.
28, 29. What are
You've
you
been trying.
A championship came out of there, though.
You've been trying.
2020 championship.
All right. Let me stop this shit. Right now. The main question is, what is LeBron's legacy in Los Angeles? And it's the bubble ring. Listen, man. If you're everybody that's not legitimately a LeBron fan, right? Let's just say that. Because all the LeBron fans are going to justify that championship. They don't really have no logic on justifying that championship. And a lot of them will reach and say that was the hardest championship to win. I don't feel like that was a legitimate championship in my personal opinion. I just don't. I thought whoever won that championship, that was not going to be a legitimate championship unless they won the championship the year after that. If LeBron and them would have won the year after that, I wouldn't be talking about that championship being a legitimate championship or not. I would respect it. But here's the problem. The next year, both Miami and the Lakers showed that championship run that they both went on was fraud. And I'm willing to include the Miami Heat in there just to prove that I'm not necessarily a hater or biased. Both of them niggas going to the finals that year was on some fluke shit. Because the next year, they both lost in the first round of the playoffs. Because if your team was that great, now I do understand different people, different personalities. This was a different situation, a very unique situation where the pandemic happened and players took 4 months off of basketball. I get it. But this is one of the least respected championships. And this ain't the only championship that people don't respect either. The 1999 Spurs. It was only 50 games that season. 50 games, right? And an 8 seed New York Knicks team without their best player, Patrick Ewing, went to the finals. The Spurs skated through the playoffs. And beat, all the teams in the elite Western Conference that we talk about in the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people question that championship because that was weak. You know what I'm saying? Tim Duncan and David Robinson, even though, Robinson was still in his prime too. Damn. So they couldn't deal with them Twin Towers. And those other guys like Avery Johnson and Sean Elliott, and Mario Elie and Antonio Daniels. Like, come on, dog. That was fish food. That was light. light competition at its lightest, bruh. Like, come on, man. You can't. That's what I'm saying. Like, that championship was the only one that he won. Let's take a look at every year. The first year, he didn't make the playoffs. I don't give a fuck if he got hurt. He had enough to make the playoffs because before he got hurt, the Lakers were a 5 seed. When he came back, they were a 9 seed and 1 game out the playoffs. And then they ended the season as a 10 seed. So how you get worse when LeBron comes back? Then, the next year, you get Anthony Davis and you win the championship in the pandemic. Pandemic P, right? All right, pushing Pandemic P. 2020. Next season, eliminated in the first round. Next season, you get Russell Westbrook. I understand injuries played a factor in that year. Still no excuses, bro. They missed the playoffs. You had 5 future Hall of Famers. 5. You had Melo, you had Russ, you had Dwight, you had LeBron, you had Anthony Davis, and you won 33 games and missed the playoffs. The next season, okay, you make some moves, you make some good trades. They go to the Western Conference Finals and get swept. That was a good season. I guess you could say that was successful. Then we make it to this year. They get gentlemen swept by the same team that swept them in the Western Conference Finals. Bad luck. You know, that was a bad matchup for them. That could have happened to anybody who's going against their kryptonite, right? But in my estimations, LeBron is going to be seen by especially pure Lakers fans, like original Lakers fans, not the Lakers fans. He's going to be seen as a failure because the Lakers are about championships with an S, not championship with, that's not plural. You know what I'm saying? They're about championships. They're about winning, legacies, and stars. You know, I feel like LeBron's tenure in LA was a failure. You've had multiple Hall of Famers. You had great role players. You know, you let guys like Kuzma and JaVale McGee and KCP and dudes like that walk. You know, you had 3 guys on your team that could get you 20. Austin Reeves could get you 20. D'Angelo Russell could get you 20. Anthony Davis could get you 25 or 30. And y'all lost in the first round twice. But LeBron is the GOAT. I don't give a fuck. Y'all saying he GOAT this, GOAT that. This is my thing with Bron fans, right? Bron sexuals. Not real Bron fans, but I'm talking about Bron sexuals. The ones that he can't do no wrong, right? Y'all holding him to an unrealistic standard. He's not a GOAT. He's not one of the greatest of all time. I don't think he's a top 5 all-time player. He is great, though. Being top 10 is still good, though. And there's nothing wrong with Bron being top 10. It's not. You can respect the player, but I just refuse to lie about it. I just refuse to lie and hide certain facts to boost one's legacy. I just can't do it. I just can't do that, bro. But his tenure in LA was a failure because they've had teams that they could have won 2 or 3 championships. LeBron should have 3 more rings, if you ask me. Like the one that he won in 2020 and maybe the joint when they had Westbrook and Melo. I understand injuries happen. I get that. But still, y'all had enough. I mean, he's had enough damn near every year since Reeves and Russell been there. But I don't know, man. Like I said, it starts with LeBron because, you know, y'all, if y'all hold a person, y'all have, you know, GOAT expectations, expect GOAT results. Y'all holding him to this standard. I expect GOAT things. I don't care how old that nigga is. He's averaging numbers that a normal star player would do in this era. So I don't want to hear that he's 39 years old shit when his numbers are nice. Because y'all hold him to that standard. Not even Kareem or Karl Malone was held to those standards, but they still excelled. Nobody said that Karl Malone was the GOAT, but he produced, and he deserves credit for doing so. Kareem got the accolades. A lot of people think Kareem's the GOAT. Some people leave Kareem out of GOAT conversations because he was in a different era, which is unfair, but let's get back to the video.
But this what I don't want to hear no age shit to give an excuse why you got 4-1.
No, I'm not giving the age shit. I'm
4-1, so that means he got there. Your favorite player, which is my favorite player of all time, he didn't even make it to the playoffs the last 4 years of his career.
You got our favorite player at 3. I got him at 1.
His
That's
last,
not the same.
His last 4 years, he didn't make it to the playoffs.
Don't matter. You know what his roster looked like?
Okay, so
A bunch of young ass niggas, and he was coming off Achilles. So we ain't gonna try that.
before the Achilles.
We ain't gonna try that.
Before the Achilles, he didn't even make it to the team. Didn't even make it to the playoffs.
This ain't about him. He ain't here no more.
Of course,
but
but
you know what he would say.
It don't matter what he was saying.
Yeah,
We know what he
it do
did the
matter.
last 4
He
years.
ain't here to say
His
it.
team didn't make it.
Your man just got 4-1.
They're referring to Kobe Bryant. Rashad is partially right. Kobe was coming back from an Achilles tear. But here's the difference between Kobe and LeBron. Kobe took responsibility for those teams failing. Kobe took leadership and mentored those players. But this is the thing. This is the difference, though. Why Kobe didn't make the playoffs? He didn't have no other all-star teammates. Pau Gasol was gone. He was on the Chicago Bulls. Ron Artest was old. He was gone. I think he retired. There's other players that was around him. Derek Fisher was gone. Lamar Odom was gone. He was on a different team at that time, and he bottomed out the league shortly after. And then, during free agency, nobody would go and sign with the Lakers because they feel like playing under Kobe because, that Dwight Howard, Steve Nash shit happened. And after he tore his Achilles, the Lakers decided to rebuild. Meanwhile, LeBron has Anthony Davis for his last 4 years. He has Anthony Davis. If Kobe had a prime Anthony Davis, they would have definitely made the playoffs easily. May have won a championship. A real one, and not a bubble one. Not a bubble butt championship. But I'm just saying, you give Kobe D'Angelo Russell, even though they were teammates before, but I'm talking about prime. This dude that's getting 19, 20 points a game. You give him Austin Reeves. You give him, you know what I'm saying, the role players that Bron has. You give him Spencer Dinwiddie. You give him Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince, Gabe Vincent. I bet you those players play way better under Kobe's leadership because a lot of those players on that Lakers team is tough. With the exception of AD, we already know how that goes. Kobe would have been on AD ass. I ain't gonna hold you. Pause. But, give Jordan these people. That's what I'm saying. Like, LeBron has all the talent in the world, but always comes up short and underachieves. Because he underachieves because people set unrealistic expectations on dude. Like, he is not Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. He's LeBron James. Y'all got to set realistic expectations for this dude. Need that I remind you, right, that Kobe did miss like a season and a half worth of games. I think it was 107 games in 3 seasons. So, but he's saying his team didn't make it. Right, his team didn't make it. He was too old to lead that group of players to the playoffs. He couldn't do what he did in 2006 with Jordan Hill and Lou Will and Robert Sacre and fucking, Devin Eubanks and shit like that. I mean, are you serious right now? Lou Will, who is a scoring role player, was the second best player on that team. Like, I remember those Laker days. Remember Ryan Kelly? Like, Kobe had to play with niggas like that. Nick Young. You know, no disrespect to Nick Young, but I'm just saying, like, these dudes ain't winners. They haven't won anything. Ramon Sessions. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. What's the other dude name? Clark? I forget the guy's name. Ian Clark or something like that. Not Ian Clark. It was a different Clark. I forget the guy's name. But he talking about his team ain't win nowhere. Yeah. Give Kobe Anthony Davis. A prime Anthony Davis. Give Kobe Russell Westbrook. Give Kobe D'Angelo Russell in his prime and Austin Reeves and niggas like that. You know what I mean? Give them solid role players like Cam Reddish and fucking Jarrett Vanderbilt and Taurean Prince. Give Kobe that. He didn't have that his last 4 seasons. And then plus, nobody would sign to the Lakers because of the Dwight Howard fiasco. That's another thing that's taken out of his legacy. The fact that he had Nash, Artest, Howard, the washed up Nash, Dwight Howard with a half a back. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they made the playoffs with that team. But after that, they couldn't get nobody to come over to L.A. But let's continue.
He didn't even make it to the playoffs the last 4 years of his career.
You got our favorite player at 3. I got him at 1.
That's
not the same.
His last 4 years, he didn't make it to the playoffs.
Don't matter. You know what his roster looked like?
Okay, so
a bunch of young ass niggas, and he was coming off Achilles. So we don't know how that.
Before the Achilles.
We ain't gonna try that.
Before the Achilles.
You had a rookie Brandon Ingram, a rookie D'Angelo Russell. You had Julius Randle, who was in his second year coming off of a torn Achilles, his rookie year. Or torn ACL, I should say. Torn ACL. So what are we talking about?
He didn't even make it to the team, didn't even make it to the playoffs.
This ain't about him. He ain't here no more.
Of course,
but you know what he would say.
It don't matter what he would say. We know what he did the last 4 years.
He ain't here to say
His team didn't make it.
Your man just got 4-1.
His team didn't make it.
I don't go
Brother,
how old he is.
His team
40,
didn't make it.
70, 19. Nigga, go to Cabo, sit your ass down somewhere.
But that's what I'm saying. How do you
I see why Rashad McCants has this energy, and it's because, man, people hold LeBron to too high of a standard. They say he's the greatest player of all time, so we want to see that. We want to see that motherfucker win 5, 6, 7 championships. You know what I mean? He ain't even got as many as Bill Russell do. You know what I mean? You know, everybody, you know, in that Jordan argument bring up Bill Russell, which I could debunk easily. You know, Bill Russell had great teammates. Like, all of those guys on them Celtics rosters could have been superstars elsewhere. A Sam Jones could have averaged 30 points per game on a different team. A John Havlicek would have averaged 30 points per game. A Bob Cousy would have averaged 20 and 10 on another team. You get what I'm saying? Like, a Bill Sharman would have averaged 20 a game on his own team. A Tom Sanders would have averaged 22 and 10 on his own team. A Tommy Heinsohn could have averaged 19, 20 a game on his own team. So y'all could cut that Bill Russell shit out. But I'm just saying, like, look at this shit, bruh. Like, y'all hold LeBron to unrealistic standards, and when he doesn't deliver and we say he didn't deliver, you know, we haters.
Go to Catalina. So what I'm saying is, if we're comparing, right?
But we not
to the greats. If the greats last 4 years didn't exist, they didn't make it nowhere, and then you're gonna say, well, their team sucked. And he got 4-1. Well, he had 5 more games than whoever you're going to name him to.
we give
10 more.
See, I just showed you Kareem and Karl Malone. I just showed you 2 guys. I mean, Karl Malone got 4-1 too at the age of 39. Same as LeBron. Nobody brings that up because they're trying to hide history to boost up LeBron's legacy. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won a championship at the age of 39 and the age of 40. No, at the age of 38 and 39. I'm sorry about that. But pretty much the same fucking scenario. Shit, I showed y'all. Y'all can go back and rewind. I showed y'all when he won his championships. But Kareem don't get any pub.
Games and whoever you can compare him to. Your man averaged 4 points at 39. He's averaging 26.
So because he's playing longer, you giving him credit for some kind of greatness that surpasses other people. It don't matter. None of that shit matters.
I'm not penalizing him.
He's right. I don't think Rashad's really hating, bro. Like, longevity, I mean, Vince Carter played 23 seasons. He's not the greatest. Karl Malone played 21 seasons. He's not the greatest. Kareem played 20 seasons. He's one of the greatest. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Like, just because you played a long time doesn't mean you're the greatest basketball player. That just means that you were able to take care of yourself. And that, I mean, that does mean something. Like, he's talking about it means nothing. It does mean something, but it doesn't mean everything. Because there are people who accomplish more than LeBron in a shorter amount of time. And that's why we name guys like Jordan, Tim Duncan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq, Kobe. You know what I mean? Those are the only guys that I can say are better. I know y'all gonna fight me in the comments about it, but I don't give a fuck. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, longevity stats, that's cute and all. You can break all the records all you want, but you don't have the championships as those who accomplish what LeBron is trying to still accomplish right now. I mean, LeBron know he's not gonna win 6 championships. So what he has to do is to break into every record book. And once he does that, then he'll be like, well, I got all the records. Even though Wilt Chamberlain still owns a lot of the records, though. And then they'll try to diminish Wilt talking about his era. I'm like, stop him. They couldn't stop him. He was dominant. Every all-time great was dominant. And was unstoppable. Bron included. But we can't take away what Wilt Chamberlain was doing in his era.
Not penalizing him at an age where the people didn't even exist. Wasn't even relevant at these ages. So I'm not gonna penalize him, and I'm not gonna give anybody.
Oh, now we talking relevancy. See, this is the problem I have with niggas like Gilbert Arenas and JJ Redick and Draymond Green. They're too focused on relevancy instead of greatness and championships. You know, all of this relevancy, longevity has taken over winning championships, integrity, and respect for the game overall. Like relevancy? We gonna go there? Wow. Niggas talking about not relevant. Like even Dirk at the late age he was still relevant and balling too. Dirk was balling at his age. I just don't like how LeBron fans can shit on everybody else's legacies. He said them niggas wasn't relevant. Like, damn. Who cares about relevancy? We care about dubs. We care about championships.
Else non-credit. We see what Tim Duncan looked like at the end, right? We didn't count that against him. We seen his greatness when he was great. Shaquille O'Neal's last 6 years. We seen what he looked like.
We
don't count that against him, though.
We know how great LeBron
I'm
is.
saying is
And
we
we're not
don't
taking away from his
we don't
greatness.
count it against him.
Because the age don't make you better than the other greats. Because you're playing longer than the other greats play don't mean you're greater than anything. Everyone has their own.
He's not wrong. He's telling the truth. Man, that's the problem I have with this world, man. When you tell the truth about something, like, you immediately get called a hater. Like me, you know what I'm saying? I'll be honest as I possibly can, you know?
Greatness.
No one says that. Only LeBron haters use great.
No,
We're saying
there's no such thing as a LeBron hater. It's just reality.
What?
It's just reality.
I beg LeBron
it's just reality. They're called sexual.
Everybody
So
said.
there are niggas that when you mention Bron, you know what they say in the comment? Man, why do niggas hate LeBron so much? Why? It's like, so they can't be no opposition. They can't be no opposition.
why do there need to be? Are you a basketball fan?
Listen, when you play against somebody, what's the other side?
There's no other. There's no other side.
It's an opponent.
Yeah.
It's the opposition.
Yes.
Right. So you're not playing against a bunch of motherfuckers who want you to score every time and we just lay it. That means I got defense here. It's defense here. You know what I am? I'm the fucking defense, nigga.
You like,
and y'all don't like my defense. That's why.
What?
You don't like that I'm here to say, nah, I don't like that. Nah, I don't respect that. Oh, nah, I'm cool on that.
But what does that mean? What does
It's
that mean?
basketball.
Well, you're saying a whole bunch of nothing.
Just fucking basketball.
But what are you saying?
I'm the defense.
You are.
I'm the villain. If he's the hero, I'm the villain.
But why does it have to be a hero or a villain? That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to pick sides. If you're a basketball fan, you're a basketball fan.
I'm a student. I'm not a fan.
That means
that's the difference. I'm a student.
You like
I'm not a
player.
fan.
You like a player. So that means if you, that's the problem.
I like the game, Gilbert.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Because if you like the game, you will like LeBron. If you like the
Man, no, man. Gilbert, get that man dick out your mouth. First off, nigga, how does it taste? Pause. Like, seriously. Dog, you don't have to be a fan of every basketball player to like basketball. I'm not a fan of LeBron, but I respect the legacy. I respect what he's done in his career. A lot of people overrate him, but I do respect that man. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's great. And I put him in my top 10. I don't like him. You don't have to like nobody that plays basketball, but you got to respect them and what they do and what they bring to the table. You know, that's my only thing about Gilbert tripping, bro. Like, this nigga said, why are you raising your voice? That nigga said, if you love the guy, then you will like LeBron. Clapping and shit. Come on, Gil. You better than this.
game.
No.
You will like LeBron. If you love the game, you will love
If you like LeBron, you like LeBron. That's the difference.
I like LeBron.
The game is bigger
I
than
like
LeBron.
Magic.
The game is
I like
bigger than
Shaq.
The game is
I like
bigger.
Kareem.
The game is
I
bigger
like
than LeBron.
Bird. I like Duncan.
Well, that's liking. He should have said like great players, I guess. But everybody don't like LeBron, bro. And everybody don't like Kobe. Everybody don't like Shaq. Everybody don't like Magic. You know, everybody don't have to like everybody, but, you know, you can have your favorite players and stuff like that. You know, my 5 favorite players, three of them niggas ain't got championships. You know what I'm saying? You know, my favorite players, Kobe, Shaq, AI, Vince Carter, and T-Mac. 3 of them niggas ain't got rings, but I'm not going to sit there because I love AI, T-Mac, and Vince. I'm going to say them 3 niggas is better than Shaq and Kobe because I love them.
Like basketball. I watch the game. I'm not rooting against Jokic and them. I'm cheering my fucking team on. You are a liar. I'm rooting my team on.
You're a LeBron fan.
I'm a Laker fan.
All of y'all have already came out and said it.
Laker fan.
Steve just revealed himself yesterday. You already know.
Steve just took a taco from you.
Steve just took a taco. You literally have said in the group chat, I'm a LeBron fan.
I'm a Laker fan.
His mouth.
If anybody watched me on my live, if anybody watched
That's fine. That's completely fine to be a Lakers fan. You are a fan of the Lakers who no matter what and who is on the floor. Respect that.
Denver fan.
Come on.
I'm rooting for my team. I'm not saying, man, fuck Jokic. Oh, that was a good shot. That's a bad shot. Pass the ball. Good thing. I'm cheering my team.
And ain't nobody on this side is saying I hate this, I hate
You.
that. No, it's not. Nigga,
You're an
because
anti-Laker fan.
I respect
and you're an anti-LeBron fan.
I respect LeBron. I don't have to root for him. I don't have to be on that fan shit with him. I know basketball. I know when you do some bullshit, I'm here to call that shit out. Box out. Back door. Man, what was that? You didn't even run back. What's all this complaining shit? Y'all don't like that shit. I get it.
Yeah, that's about how I feel about it.
And I'm here to call it out because ain't nobody else here. I didn't go to LeBron camp. I ain't got to be the nigga that's training his son. I ain't that nigga getting invited to Taco Tuesday. You know who I'm that nigga? I don't like that shit. I don't like the way you walk. I don't like the way you talk. I don't like the way you dress. I don't like none of that shit, nigga.
Not hitting him with the Kendrick Lamar.
Can LeBron respect the N-word?
No, he don't respect. He only respects LeBron.
LeBron is the greatest of all time.
No, you just...
He's the greatest of all time.
Do you respect the 20... how many years has it been? 21 years. You respect the 21 years, though?
Yes, you got to, right?
Okay. All right.
But does that make him greater than other people because he played?
Who said keep saying
No,
that?
I just said it.
That's what I said.
I just said it. I'm not guilty. I'm just saying it.
If you want to be technical, yeah, it does.
Not to me. Not to me.
You want to be technical.
It can to other people.
But that's what I'm saying.
If you're asking me,
Yes.
none of that shit matters.
Okay, so how about this? Where does he rank in your eyes?
5.
So okay. No, that's fine. So that means
He ranks him 5. He ranks him number 5. See, LeBron's biggest hater. He ranks LeBron in his top 5. So the title of this argument is out of the range, right? I mean, if Kobe do some whole shit like, the time he snitched on Shaq, I called him out on that. That was whack. You know what I mean? Them not shooting in Game 7 against Phoenix. You know what I mean? I called him out for that. That was whack. He was whack for listening to Phil. I would have never listened to Phil. You understand? But Rashad ranking him 5th, that deads this argument that he's a hater right there. He's got him in his top 5. I don't have him in my top 5. I got him ranked number 7. My order: Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, Magic, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James. Now, do what thou wilt with Shaq and LeBron. There's a lot of... you can compare their careers. If you pick Shaq over LeBron, I'm not going to get into a debate or an argument because I think that can very well be 6A and 6B. Because their careers are very similar and their paths are kind of similar. They're different players, but the careers are around the same. With the exception of, LeBron having that longevity to still play like prime basketball, even though basketball is a little bit different. A player like LeBron or Steph Curry or Kevin Durant can play 20 years when when the game is geared towards the offensive player and not towards defense.
So that means your top 5, you actually have someone that you can't even be positive on?
Yes, I can be positive on it. You just don't like my positivity. You don't like it. It ain't positive enough for you. That's it.
I mean, they see how
you need some fucking cupcake icing on top of that shit. I give it to you how I give it to you. And you can take it or you can fucking leave it.
I mean, listen,
Pause. That was crazy, though. That was wild.
he has a 5, man. They do.
They eat them shits all the time.
He's in the top 5. It's gonna get crazy in here.
What team do I hate?
What team do you?
Clippers, right?
You did before you put their name out.
Clippers, right? But I love who? Westbrook.
James.
Kawhi, Ty Lue, James Harden. I don't like the organization because I'm a Laker fan, but I like the players. So I'm rooting for my players to score. I'm not anti-players. I'm a basketball fan, right? So I love everybody's history. If you're a fan, you're a fan of everything. You can't just say, I love this guy, and then...
Let me ask you this, though. I got a question.
Guess what's up?
Some shit my wife tell me, right? Why you gotta be the one? She tell me all the time, but why you gotta be the one to say it? Like, why you gotta be the one to point out his flaws? Like, why? I'm asking.
Because nobody else doing it.
But why does it have to be you?
It's a job, and I want it. What's Kobe's flaws? What's Kobe's flaws?
Oh, good counter. Damn. He's standing on business. And he's right. He's right. But this is the thing, though. A lot of the people that are on television, that have podcasts and all of this shit, a lot of them are LeBron apologists. They're LeBron praisers. You know what I mean? They're not LeBron critics. You know, the only motherfucker that's a LeBron critic on television is Skip Bayless. And even Skip Bayless's act has grown tired. He got to the point where he was reaching way too much on Bron. To the point where it's kind of racist. But that's neither here nor there, my thoughts on Skip Bayless personally. But, yeah, man. There's not enough people out there calling him out. Like, niggas like My Channel, niggas like Ticket TV, niggas like Brandon Love Sports, niggas like Too Raw for TV and all them niggas. You know, they call out, you know, when people overhype LeBron. We respect him. We fuck with the legacy and all that. But we just can't put him above people who were more accomplished in a shorter amount of time. You know, this dude been out 21 years and still don't have more championships than Jordan, John Havlicek, Bill Russell and shit. Like, I feel like he really should have like 6 or 7 championships because people hold him to a greatest of all time standard. And I feel like if you were greatest of all time, you know, Tom Brady won 7 championships. You know what I'm saying? And many regard him as the greatest of all time, even though Joe Montana is 4-0 in the Super Bowl. But this is the difference between Joe Montana and Tom Brady. I feel like Tom Brady had tougher competition than Joe Montana. You know, the Dolphins, all offense, not much defense. The Bengals twice, you know what I'm saying? I forget the other team that Montana played against in the Super Bowl, but I remember the Bengals twice and the Dolphins. I remember that. 3 out of 4 of them championships. Tom Brady, this nigga beat the goddamn Seahawks when they were at their defensive prime. And then they had the running game that was crazy. You know, I remember that. They beat the Panthers. The Panthers was dogs. They beat the Donovan McNabb and T.O. Eagles. But I think, you know, quarterbacks and basketball players are different because a quarterback is just one portion. I know he's supposed to be the leader and all that, but the quarterback is just one person. You know what I mean? It's 53 players on the NFL team. You know, the kicker could cost you the game. Special teams could cost you the game. A linebacker missing a tackle could cost you the game. A free safety missing his assignment could cost you the game. So it ain't always that's why people don't get down on Dan Marino for having no championships, because it was always somebody else on that team costing him the chance of winning, because he would do what he does on his side of things. But, you know, it comes down to that one motherfucker. So that's why, you know, football different than basketball. Basketball is 12 niggas, and from a championship standpoint, right? If we talking championships, right? You know, it's literally up to 8 niggas to win. So that calls for more responsibility on those 8 players. Whereas NFL, it's 53 of y'all. It's 53 of y'all. You know, any one of these motherfuckers can fuck it up.
Oh man, what's What's Kobe's flaws? I guess he was a little bit selfish at times.
That's not a flaw.
That's not a flaw.
But you guys asked me.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you're
See
right.
how that happens? See how that works?
Okay.
When you ask me something you don't agree, then it's not real.
Okay, so
No,
that's
I
a
just
flaw.
said that, but we didn't think that was a flaw.
That's why I call it a flaw.
But
Okay,
we
so
entitled
it's
to our
a flaw.
opinion, right?
No, y'all, yeah, for sure.
Okay,
But
so-
y'all asked me. I
Okay, so
ain't
what's
asked
his
y'all.
flaws?
Y'all asked me.
Okay, so what's his flaws? Selfish.
He's a little bit selfish at times.
Can I ask a second question on that?
Go ahead.
When was he selfish?
When was he selfish? When it was time to get his teammates involved in certain aspects of the game,
Why did he say?
he didn't trust them
Why?
because their work ethic.
Oh, okay.
So his.
So
His flaws needed to be more patient with your teammates and help them get over those flaws of work ethic.
So what's LeBron's flaw?
Man, I think LeBron is flawless. Except for when it comes down to boxing out in late games, hitting.
All right, let me get back to the Aaliyah screen. Well, check this out, right? Kobe's flaws, selfish. I can say that shot selection was his flaw. Even though he made a lot of those crazy ass shots, I think if Kobe took less difficult shots, his percentage would not only be better, but he probably would have won more championships if he had better shot selection. That's number one. Number two, yeah, just like Rashad said, patience with his younger teammates. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to have the same work ethic as you. And you have to understand that. Everybody live their life different. Everybody life ain't basketball. You know, some people like to do recreational activities. Some people like to fuck hoes and get money and go to the strip club. Some people like to be at home with their family and all that. Some people like to rest. Some people, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if Kobe had a better understanding of that and didn't not trust those particular people, because for some of these players, right, your wisdom means everything. Like if Kobe encouraged you, but Kobe encouraged you the best way that he could, through competition. He was overly competitive, you know. He was overly competitive. That's one of his flaws. Your greatest strength can be your greatest weakness. But those are the only flaws I could really come up with. Other than that, Kobe is masterful. And then there, you know, like I said before, him not taking the shot in Game 7 when they were up 3-1 and blowing that 3-1 lead. Kobe, you know, in that finals with Detroit, not passing the ball, you know, caving into the Detroit defense. You know what I'm saying? Them getting swept by the Mavericks that year, even though Kobe is half to blame because, you know, Bynum and Gasol did not show up in that series. But since he's the leader, he's got to take the responsibility of not being on Bynum and Gasol enough about stopping Dirk Nowitzki. LeBron has a lot of flaws. LeBron's leadership is questionable at times. LeBron tries to do too much work. LeBron wants to rebound. LeBron wants to assist. LeBron wants to score. LeBron tries to do too much work when it's just much simpler to divide the work. If LeBron learned how to divide the work among his teammates, I think he would have the championships that he's missing. You understand what I'm saying? LeBron tries to do too much work. You know, because then when LeBron does too much work, they blame his other teammates for not doing any work when LeBron didn't supply them the work. If LeBron would have done a little bit less, took a lot more pressure off of himself, I think we would see 6, 7, 8 rings. Also, the jump shot is inconsistent. It's not as consistent as it should be. the free throws. Then, of course, you know, just his attitude and behavior. Like his attitude towards his coaches, his attitude towards the referees, you know, his attitude. You know, he's got a funky temper. That doesn't mean, you know, sometimes I question his competition, whether he wants to compete or not. His behavior and some of his actions make me question whether he wants to compete or not. Yeah, LeBron got a lot of flaws. And then also, you know, he lost 6 NBA championships, 3 in which I felt like he could have won if he didn't try to do too much. Involve your teammates a little bit more. You know, LeBron gets a pass for being a ball hog. But I feel like the usage rate is way too much Bron. And it just seems like it has to be about him or it's not going to work for him. You know, he could be selfish at times too, like Bean. But he's even worse because he's not very mature, even at this age. So, yeah, but this was a very interesting back and forth between Rashad McCants and them. You know, Kenyon Martin asked some good questions too, like, why do you have to be the guy? Because no one wants to talk about it. Right, because when we dissect other players, we bring up their flaws. We talk about Kareem's flaws, you know, him not being a better rebounder. We talk about him not being like a defensive god, you know what I mean? Him being too offensive, too much finesse, not enough power. We talked about Magic. They used to call him Tragic Johnson. They used to say some of the same things they used to say about LeBron in Cleveland when Magic was on LA because he won a championship his rookie year. So he was thrusted into the best basketball player conversation when he was a rookie because he won and got it done. And then won that one game without Kareem. But when we speak on Bron, flaws, weaknesses, and fuck-ups, we're haters. But we do this with every other player. Nobody says nothing. That's the issue. That's my problem. We can talk about everybody else, they weaknesses, they issues, they problems. We can't talk about Bron, though. But that's my video. I appreciate y'all for checking it out. I'm gone.